Welcome back to the podcast. This is episode 248. And today we are talking about how to reclaim your body, your life as we are rolling into spring. Listen, it's March 4th. We're in the third year of the month of 2025. And in a couple of days, it's daylight savings time again. So we're going to have longer days. In a couple of weeks from then, it's going to be the first day of spring officially. And in a lot of areas, it's starting to already feel like spring. There are signs of spring everywhere. We had snow, and then the next week it was 75 degrees. It's back to being chilly, but it's pleasant outside. I can hear the birds. I can see my neighbor's daffodils are blooming. There's all these little signs of spring popping up all over the place. And that can induce one of two feelings. One, it can bring excitement, a sense of, oh my gosh, I'm so excited. It's going to be spring. I'm ready for it to be warm. I'm sick of winter. Or it can bring a sense of dread. I can't believe it's already spring. I'm not where I want it to be. I'm not ready to come out of winter hibernation. I'm not ready to wear the cute dresses and the shorts and the shoes and the sandals. And it brings a sense of dread. And I don't know which one you're standing in right now, if you're in the sense of excitement or if you're in the sense of dread. But what I want to talk about is how no matter what is going on in your life, with your circumstances, with your weight, time marches on, and time doesn't care about everything you have going on, about all your challenges, about all the hard things you're dealing with. The seasons are going to change. The annoying ass birds are coming out to chirp. Y'all got to start seeing my Instagram stories soon about the ducks. If y'all know me, you've been following me for a while on Instagram, you know my love-hate relationship with these damn ducks in my backyard. Every year in the spring when we open our pool, these ducks think it's a pond. They want to hang out there. Literally every single morning, they are out there swimming around, pooping all in the pool. And I hear them at night land out there. Like they've kind of become, and I don't even know if they're the same ducks every year. All I know is there's this couple and they come to our pool every spring and they hang out and we're constantly telling them to get out and they fly away and they come back. But the annoying birds are coming back. All the things about spring are here. And, it's the third month of the year. And it's a reminder that it wasn't that long ago, just a couple of months ago, we were in the hustle and bustle of the holiday season. We were scrambling around looking for groceries for Thanksgiving. We were checking our list, going down the list and checking it twice, making sure that we got everybody on our list what they wanted for Christmas. And we were wondering, how are we going to get through the holiday season? How are we going to get through the season without gaining weight again? How are we going to, be around all this food and not indulge and not go crazy? And then we were setting these resolutions. And I'm sure some of your New Year's resolutions or your New Year goals, however you want to look at it, included weight loss, included not just weight loss, but like transforming your life, transforming your body. And so as the season changes, it's a slap in the face reminder of not being where you want to be. And if that's where you're falling into, that's what I want to really talk about today, because we have to take control of our life, of our weight, of our bodies, if we want to have the life we crave, the life we deserve, quite frankly. So it's like you've been laying around these past couple months. You've been laying around in the leggings. You've been laying around in the oversized shirts. I'm sitting here right now. I got my black leggings. I got my sequin heart sweatshirt on, which is cute and comfortable at the same time and a little glam. But I'm not going to be wearing this in another month or two. It's going to be too hot. I'm in Virginia Beach. We basically will skip spring. We're going to get a couple of nice days. And then next thing you know, it's going to be 80 plus humidity. And we're all going to be like, oh my God, I'm so sick of it. But the point being is that time doesn't give a shit that you aren't where you want to be. Time doesn't give a shit that you haven't lost enough weight. Time doesn't give a shit that you're still flabby and not in shape. Time just doesn't care. And so I want you to take away from this episode that it is so important that we get back to, or maybe for the first time ever for you, we take control of our days. Because if we don't take control of our days and get proactive about how we're spending our time, it rolls up on top of you and you feel like it came out of the blue. It came out of nowhere. And the truth of it is that it doesn't come out of nowhere. We always know what the date is. We always know what time is going to be. But when we've got our head down in zombie mode or we're in a busy season of life, we lift our head up for a minute to breathe and it's, oh, here we are. Here we are again. And what I don't want for you, because we've got enough time to get ahead of it right now. And what do I mean by get ahead of it? What I mean is, let me paint a picture for you. The feeling of winter has come and gone. You've kind of gotten away with wearing some long sleeve, long pants in the spring because we've still got chilly mornings. You know, it warms up in the afternoon, but maybe you work in an office, so it doesn't really matter, right? What I'm talking about is end of May, June, July. You wake up in the morning, it's 100 degrees outside. There is no way you're wearing pants today. You've got to put shorts on. Maybe you and the family are going to theme park. Okay, let's use that as our example. You guys are going to a theme park. You know you need to be comfortable. You go to grab a pair of shorts because you haven't worn shorts since last year, or maybe you haven't worn shorts in years. I was in that camp a long time ago. But you told yourself, well, my New Year's resolution, my New Year's goal is to lose the weight. And so you did a little bit, you put in a little effort, a little bit of work, but you zoned out. Life got busy, kind of fell off, but didn't think you were doing too bad, but knew you weren't really trying. You got to put the clothes on, and a couple things can happen. I'll paint a couple scenarios for you. The worst, most devastating scenario that I've been in before is you put the shorts on and they won't even go over your legs. You can get them like mid-knee and they won't go over your hips because you gained so much weight. And you are devastated. You are shocked. You are mortified because you guys are leaving this morning. You didn't try anything on, because another thing that comes with all this is you've been living in the land of delusion. And when you live in the land of delusion, you don't realize how bad things have gotten, or how far you let yourself go, or how far you have just gone off course from where you wanted to be. So that's one of the examples. Another example is you get them on, but girl, they are so tight. They are cutting off the circulation. They are creating this muffin top that looks worse than it already is. It looks bigger than it's supposed to be. You feel me. And they're so tight around the legs that there is no way you are walking and tromping through a theme park in 100-degree weather today. You're going to have the chub rub from hell. You're going to be miserable. You're going to be pushing and pulling and tucking and ducking all day long with these pants. It's just not a good look. And you don't have time to go to the store, or maybe you do have time to go to the store. But you go to the store and either nothing fits you, or if anything fits you, it looks like shit in your view. Okay? When I say things like this, I'm never telling you you look like shit. I'm speaking from your inner voice, the way that you see yourself. And I know that when you're in this predicament, when you're in this circumstance, you think you look like shit, so you feel like shit, you're beating yourself up, all the inner fat bitch chatter is just blah, 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 blah. It's rapid fire, okay? And that is how things are going to go for you as long as you continue to live like a zombie, as long as you continue to choose delusion, as long as you choose to be checked out of your own life, okay? Because the birds and the flowers coming up and all the weeds coming up in the yard and all the little signs of spring that are popping up, they don't give a shit about your big thighs. They don't give a shit that your hips are too wide. They don't give a shit about the muffin tops. They don't give a shit about you, period. They're just out here existing, living, doing their thing. Okay. So we cannot half-ass our goals and then mentally check out because life got hard and life decided to life, and then be angry at ourselves because we're not where we want to be and we set ourselves back 25 steps. We don't get to do that. You starting today, listening to this, take it as a sign, take control of your life. Grab it by the balls and take control of your life and stop allowing it to control you. Now, that is not some Pollyanna, rose-colored glasses, bunch of bullshit saying life doesn't happen, and if it does, get up off your ass and do something about it. No, it's like you have to go into things understanding that you can have a plan, you can have a goal, and things are going to get in your way and take you off track and detour you, and you have to learn how to manage your fucking emotions and stop letting everything manage you. Emotional management, I don't understand why it's not taught to children in school. We try really hard with our kids at home to teach them these things, right? To learn how to regulate their emotions, to learn that it's okay to feel like shit sometimes, right? You know, my kids will say to me, but Mom, I'm bored. And I'm like, okay, all right. You know, there's a part of me inside with the mom guilt that's like, oh, I should always, every minute of the day, I should be with my children, doing Pinteresting things with them and taking them on field trips. And this is real life. For those of you that know me and rock with me, like, you know that I do all the corny activities with my kids. I'm constantly taking them to places. We're constantly doing things at home. But also, I have a life too. And I have to work. And I have to make money to fund, okay? I have to make an income to fund the Pinteresting shit that they like to do. And I'm very clear with him. I don't make it a negative thing that Frank and I have to work. Oh, I know it's so sad that daddy has to go to work or mommy has to work. It's like, listen, we do a lot of fun things together as family, but the way that we're able to do these things is because of work. I want them to understand that sometimes it's okay to be bored. Sometimes it's okay that every day is not exciting and fun. And the same thing for you. It's like there is comfort in routine. Like my daughter says, Mom, sometimes don't you feel like you're in a simulation? Like you just wake up and you go to work or you go to school every day and it's like the same thing. And I'm like, yeah, it's called consistency, kid. I tell them it's called consistency. And there's nothing wrong with that. We can't have over the top experiences every single day, right? But what I do instill in my kids, and it's a habit and a routine that they both do now, Javi being 4, it's so cute. Every single night before bed, we say, what was your best part today? Even on the days that we're just at home, they're doing homework, they're hanging out in the house, they have a lot of screen time, a lot of Roblox time. What was your best part today? We do our best part and then we say our prayers and we go to sleep. Because not every day is a Disney day. Do I wish it was? You bet you I do. But you know what? As much as I love Disney, I can only take so much of it in one spurt, right? Every day being a Disney day would be exhausting. It really would. It would be absolutely exhausting. I need, let's just say, the Disney Plus day, watching TV, being at home, doing nothing. We all need those days. So where I'm going with that, when I off-trailed a little bit, is that we need to be okay with not being okay. We need to be okay with being bored. And I could tell my kids, invention is born at boredom. Creativity is born from boredom. So if you're never bored, you never have the opportunity to think differently. Same thing for you. It's like If you're constantly doing for everybody else, being the martyr, wearing busy as a badge of honor, running around and doing shit all the time, and you never allow yourself time alone to just be with yourself and your thoughts. And the reason you don't do it is because you're scared to be alone with your thoughts. Well, then how do you make space for change? Right? So as we go into these new seasons, we don't need to go into these seasons with amnesia. You don't have amnesia. Like, oh my God, I can't believe the jeans don't fit. I can't believe the shorts don't fit. Oh my God, what happened? How did I get here again? You know how you got here. Be honest with yourself. Be honest. Have the fierce conversation with yourself about yourself, because you have got to get in control. You have to get in control of where you want to be. And the holiday and life are going to continue to march on, whether you're in a body that you love or hate. And you will never feel at home in your life if you don't feel at home in your body. If you don't feel at home in your own body, you will never feel at home in your life. Because so long as you feel like a prisoner in your own skin, how are you ever going to feel comfortable enough to be empowered enough to take control and implement and make changes in your life? You cannot operate at the level that you want to be at as long as you are treating yourself like a prisoner, like a foreigner in your own skin. And that, speaking from experience, is an absolute shitty, horrible, horrible way to live your life. If you don't feel at home in the body that you were given, you will live a sad existence, because you will constantly be running, trying to find that feeling of home, when the whole time it's right here in you and you're running away from it. And instead of cultivating it and making it better and improving it, you're running away and running away and running away, and never allowing yourself boredom or quiet time to make space to have conversations with yourself to make changes. So what you know about the Irresistible You framework and the Irresistible You brand, I want you to give me 5 tips of things my listeners can do to take control of their life and stop having seasonal amnesia and stop zombie walking through their life and finally lose the weight and finally create the life they love and stop feeling like a prisoner in their own skin. So let's talk about some how-tos for a second here. So if you are finding yourself having seasonal amnesia, feeling like a prisoner in your body, and terrified of going into the new season because of what it means to you in terms of your weight in your body. For example, going into the spring and summer and knowing that it's getting hot and warm and our clothes have to change. We cannot wear what we're wearing right now. So number 1 is, I want you to challenge the beliefs that you're having. For example, I can't wear shorts and it's going to be hot as shit outside. Why can't you wear shorts? Why is that a rule that you have created for yourself? Because here's the thing. If you're 300 pounds today and you're going to the theme park today, you're going to be 300 pounds at the theme park. If you're 300 pounds today and you're going to Disney World next month, you're still going to be damn near close to 300 pounds. Okay? Even though you can lose weight, even though you start making changes, you're still going to be in a very large body that you're not comfortable with. So start challenging the rules that you're creating. So asking yourself, why can't I wear shorts? Because you're telling yourself, as long as you're this big, you're not allowed to wear shorts until you weigh X or you are in size X, whatever that looks like for you. So challenge that and say, why not? It's hot. I don't deserve to be outside hot and sweat. What can I wear today that I can feel a little bit more comfortable in temperature-wise? I may not love where I'm at. I may be working toward my goal weight, but challenge the belief. Because what happens is when you keep waiting for the weight, That's how we get seasonal amnesia too, because we keep waiting until it's better, but then we're not taking steps to change the behavior. If you're not taking steps to change the behavior or change your situation, you're going to keep waking up every season like this. And I promise you, mark my words, as it is March 2025, at the end of the year on New Year's Eve, you're going to be sitting in front of the mirror, bawling your eyes out, picking your fat rolls apart, tearing yourself down because you're not where you wanted to be and you wasted another year. And for those of you sitting here listening, going, well, it's already March, I've already fucked up the whole year. Fucked up the whole year? Girl, it's March. Okay, we've gone through 2 months. Do you know the number or the level of damage, positive damage that you could do to your weight right now by the end of the year, by the beginning of the summer? You could be a totally different person. You could look at yourself and not recognize yourself by the end of the year. It doesn't start next year. It doesn't start next quarter. It doesn't start next Monday. It starts now. And the thing is, you don't have to go into this all or nothing. You got to ditch that thinking. So number one is I need you to challenge the beliefs that you have about your body. Number two, action alleviates anxiety. Action alleviates anxiety. The anxiety that you feel about not being where you want to be, start taking small actions. Because when you're taking action and you know that those actions are snowballing eventually into the goal of achieving the goal of the weight that you want to lose, when you do that and you're sitting there like, oh, I'm not where I want to be, but you know what? I'm working hard on it. And I know that I'm building the momentum. Action alleviates anxiety because it builds momentum. When you're sitting around, hibernating, zombie walking your ass around and checking out, of course you're anxious because you're not doing anything about the problem that you hate so much. You're miserable, but yet you're not taking the steps. So number two is you have to take action. And action is not all or nothing. Action is this or that. Instead of this real Coke, I'm going to have this Diet Coke. Instead of ordering a number one supersized, instead of getting this number one supersized, I'm going to get that number one regular size. Small actions. You don't go from eating double quarter pounder shit with bacon and cheese to grilled chicken salads. That's how you end up desperate dieting. That's how you end up miserable. That's how you end up quitting. You quit because you make it too hard. And you don't start because you think it has to be hard. You quit because you make it too hard, and you don't start because you think it has to be hard. And it's one little baby step at a time. Till eventually, you're ordering that small size to eventually, I don't want the French. I don't want this anymore. Okay? So number three is get outside. Stop hibernating. Stop hiding. Get your ass outside. Start moving around. Start being in nature. The moment I start to feel anxious in my office and I know that it's like, oh my God, I have all this work to do and I know I'm not going to get it done and there's no way I can step away, is the moment I have to step away. Because you gain clarity. You need to do things outside of your normal day-to-day routine. That's how you eliminate seasonal amnesia, right? Is that here's the thing. I will never tell you to live every day like it's your last. I think live your day like it's your last is the most toxic bullshit advice that anybody has ever given anybody. Because here's the thing. If I'm going to live every day like it's my last, I love y'all and I love my podcast, but I wouldn't be sitting here recording a podcast. If I lived every day like it was my last, I wouldn't be sitting here paying bills. If I lived it every day like it was my last, I wouldn't be sitting here eating grilled chicken. I wouldn't be sitting here eating egg beaters. If I wanted to live every day like it was my last, I wouldn't be doing healthy habits that keep me sane in my life. Because it wouldn't matter anymore. Because it's my last day, I'm going to go out and do it big, right? I'm not going to be on a budget, food-wise, money-wise, time-wise, on my last day on earth. So that is the most toxic advice anybody could ever give you. But what I'm going to give you is that every single day, there's things that you can do to be grateful for the day, to enjoy the day. If it's a beautiful spring day, then get outside for 10 minutes. I didn't say all day. I didn't say for an hour. I said for 10 minutes. It's why I enjoy celebrating all the little holidays, because it makes every day not feel like the same. So there's things that you can do every day so that it doesn't feel monotonous. It doesn't feel like Groundhog Day. It doesn't feel like, you don't wake up one day with seasonal amnesia because you didn't enjoy any of the time that you were given. So you have to go out and do things before you're ready. That goes back to taking action before you feel ready. It goes back to, well, I have to challenge the beliefs that I have. Yes. Because when I challenge the belief that I have about what I deserve, well, then I'm going to take action because I know that I deserve to take action. When I start taking action, I'm going to do things to go enjoy my damn life. You can't just work and pay bills and be on a diet and expect to love your life. It doesn't work that way. So you have to find the pockets of time to rob in your life of joy. Like, where can you go rob little joy pockets all over your life? Because we have to work. We got to pay the bills. We got to keep ourselves healthy. We got to keep ourselves sane. We got to go to doctor's appointments. We got to do car inspections and all the stupid shit that comes along with being an adult. But where can you find little pockets of joy? What was your best part today? What are you grateful for today? Where can you do those little tiny things? Okay, so the next thing is be mindful about it all. Let's go back to your theme park day. You've gained a shit ton of weight. Your pants don't fit. It's 100 degrees outside. You don't even want to go anymore because you have put yourself into utter tears getting dressed. And now you don't want to go, but family's already ready to go. Kids are ready to go. You've promised this is happening. You're going to go to that park and you're going to do one of two things. Okay? One version of you is going to berate yourself the entire time. You're going to feel uncomfortable because you think everybody's staring at you. You're going to create stories in your head about how everybody's looking at you. You're going to create stories in your head about how you won't sit on any of the rides. You're going to create stories in your head about just everything, right? You're going to do that, but then you're also going to feel awful physically because you are not working out. You're not taking care of yourself. So it's hard for you to get around. It's hard for you to walk. It's hard for you to keep up. So you feel shitty emotionally because of you're beating yourself up. You feel shitty physically and you feel shitty mentally. And so you take it out on yourself. And as a result, it reflects on everyone in the family. Especially if you're a mom, like your mood, it's like steering a ship. I feel like has such an impact on how everybody shows up because you're a leader. You're a leader. And so that's one way it's going to go. Okay. And the whole time you're there, you're promising yourself, oh my God, I'm going to get this weight off when I get home. I'm never going to do this again. And you don't enjoy the day because you're so worried up about what you look like and how you feel. Rightfully so. Okay. Rightfully so. And also, you probably aren't going to eat much because you think, I got a desperate diet, I need the weight off. But it's like starving yourself is unhealthy. Not enjoying yourself is unhealthy. You're not going to lose your weight in one day at Disney World or Busch Gardens or wherever the hell you're going. All right. So next is, so we got the next way it can go. So the other way it can go is, all right, I feel disgusting. I feel super fat. I've gained back on my weight. My clothes don't fit. I don't want to go today, but I'm going to do it anyway. And I'm going to try to set that aside, look for the good in the day, do the best that I can, knowing that I don't ever want to feel this way again. I'm going to make changes so that this doesn't ever happen to me again. But even though I don't like where I am and I don't like what I see, I'm going to be mindful. I'm not going to take it out on everybody else in the group. I'm going to show up do the best I can, and use this as a lesson for how I want to change in the future. And if you don't want to feel that way anymore, I need you to take that feeling and bottle it up and hang on to it so you know what it feels like. I don't mean like literally bottle it up and don't talk about, you know what I'm saying? If you could put it in a bottle and you could take it off the shelf on those days that you don't want to put in the work, on those days that you want to quit on yourself, on those days that you don't want to be there for yourself, remember the feeling. Remember what it feels like. And I know for me, I don't ever in my life want to wake up again in the morning and put clothes on and realize they don't fit. And act like I have fucking seasonal amnesia and I don't know how I got here. And oh my God, like enough is enough. You know how the fuck you got here. You're here. So now you got to do something about it. So be in the moment, be mindful, and be present. Because that's how you also alleviate the seasonal amnesia. Is when you show up every day, you're mindful, you're present, you grab the day by the balls, and you do what you got to do. That's how you show up. And that is how you stop waking up at the beginning of a season going, oh, how are we here again? We don't have to love what we see right now in the mirror. We don't have to accept what we see. We don't have to accept this number, this size, this weight. But what you do have to do is work with what you have right now. Because like I said a few minutes ago, you're 300 pounds today and you got a Disney trip in a month, you're still going to be damn near close to 300 pounds. Even if you're losing weight, you're still going to be high 200. Okay. So my point being, stop waiting for the weight to find clothes. Stop waiting for the weight. If you got those pants on and they're squeezing the shit out of your waist and giving you extra muffin top and making you look worse than you know, bigger than you are, then go buy something that fits. Don't punish yourself and say, well, you're not buying any clothes until you weigh such and such. Because again, that leads to seasonal amnesia. Because if you're just throwing on the same shit every day, you don't like what you have on, you're waiting until the weight comes off, but then you're not taking the actions to get there, all of a sudden, here we are again. And we're not where we're supposed to be because we just hibernate and we hide. So these are the things you have to do. These are the steps. You have to challenge the beliefs that you have about yourself. Take action because action alleviates anxiety. Get outdoors and go do things. Don't wait to do things. Go do things. And while you're doing these things and doing things that allow you to enjoy each season seasonally, be mindful about it. Be present. And lastly, wear the clothes that fit you now, not 50 pounds from now. We're going into summer and spring and it's going to be hot. Please go buy a pair of shorts. You don't need to buy a whole new wardrobe, but at least get you like 2 pairs of shorts that you could, switch out. Do that. These things are going to help you alleviate the seasonal amnesia. They're going to help you take control of your life and your weight and your body and not, because you can't just set goals and then ask them and then wake up and go, oh shit, my pants don't fit because I didn't put the work in. I put in 40% of the work. Or I put in 0% or whatever it is. So that's it. That's the episode. I hope this is helpful. Please make sure that you leave a rating and review for the podcast. And if you like this content, if this makes sense to you, if you like the way I deliver content, then I invite you to enroll in my online course in VIP private podcasts, which you guessed it, it's called Irresistible You. Go to irresistibleicing.com/course. You can get all the information over there, including the link to enroll. That comes with a 12-module course that you take online at your own pace that goes over all these different tools and tips and tricks that we talk about here on the podcast, takes it a little bit deeper. And now we also have an accompanying private podcast that goes with the course. So if that's something you're interested in, please head over to irresistibleicing.com/course. And I will catch up with you guys on Instagram. I'm at Irresistible Icing. That is where I spend the most time online. I will catch you in the next episode. Until then, stay irresistible. Bye, guys.